Yeah, I'm here. And I know where to begin. It's uh it's too easy to get distracted. Uh, there's a scene in King Richard, right? Where the girls needed a lesson, right? And it was cute, you know. So what King Richard did was, a bunch of daughters, and trying to teach them the lesson, because I guess it was Venus, right? Yeah, because Venus was the first to really start competing on a semi-pro level, right? Um, it was one cute scene when Serena signed herself up to play, you know, in the same kind of tournament, but in a lower, lower age group, and she got caught doing that or whatever. It's cute, all right, it's cute. So, but Venus goes on and wins or whatever. Right? I'm trying to remember the exact timeline on it, but then, I only watched the movie one time. It's just a cute movie, right? It's really boys in the hood. That's basically what it is, but instead of boys, it's girls. And so they was bragging about her getting the trophy, and of course he's trying to explain to his daughters that that trophy is false pride. It's not. It's yes. That's how good you are. That's how great you can be. But don't get caught up in false pride. So what he did was they were still, you're not girls, dude. They still bragging or whatever. Oh, so he goes to all right. Well, y'all go get some ice cream, and then he pulls off. Right, and of course, then him and the mom have a scene or whatever, and it's I mean, it's just it the movie is AI writing, artificial intelligence. So it's not the best writing in the world. That's not what I'm saying with the movie. Uh, and that's most of Hollywood right now. You know, in 20 years ago, the director was also the one that wrote the screenplay. So that's where the story really came from. Did he have did they usually have a team of writers? I guess, yes. Um, and the same with hip hop. But we got so caught up in ghostwriting that it's like, all right, but it was Run DMC, like, so I'm sure it was Run DMC spitting their rhymes, and DMC or even Run giving him, hey, blah, 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 like just throw a quick line at him. Like, I hear you on that right there, DMC in the place to be, went to St. John University, and since kindergarten I applied the knowledge. You know what I mean? At 12th grade, I went straight to college, right? For all we know, he might have said, I'm dark skinned, I live in Queens, and Run might have messed with him, was like, nah, nigga, you light skinned, right? All right, then I'm light skinned and I live in Queens, right? Like, that's kind of ghostwriting, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure things like that have happened, and I mean, but they brothers, right? So, I mean, what is and isn't ghostwriting is I guess is the moral of the story that I'm saying. But anyway, I'm back to King James, and the reason why I brought this up is because he takes them home to watch Cinderella, and it's a cute, beautiful moment. It's like a dad and his 6 daughters. There was a lot of he had a lot of daughters, and they was sitting there and they was in awe, and the wife was there, and it's like and it's and he's enjoying watching Cinderella with his daughters, right? That's a girl dad moment. But at the end, it was all right. Now, what's the moral of the story? And then the girls are playing around because they don't care about the moral of the story, right? So it was like, well, we gotta watch it again. And then now they mad because it's like they really don't know what direction he's going. The mom knew, right? So she's trying to be like, don't be so tough on them about, humility. Because that's what Cinderella had to experience. She had to humble herself first. She had to be, under, God, right? That's the moral of the story, is like, even the most humble person can end up being the princess, is the moral of the story. But you'll be amazed at how many people miss that. No. So yeah, I turned this on because I still had the Wii U hooked up, and trying to show the other side, right? The game earlier was all high tech, videos, and I'm just showing this to. So you see that fish jumping in the water? That's kind of dope. Like, I gotta catch that fish now. The tree is withering. So I gotta bring in some water, huh? Do I got a bottle? I don't even know. All right, now see, this is what's dope about this game is this game actually utilizes the gamepad. And I can't switch between screen and gameplay pad. So I can't really show you unless I hook up the camera to show you physically what's on my gamepad. And I'm not trying to do all that. Like but this game actually utilizes the gamepad with a touch screen, gives me a whole nice display, which is what would have been dope for Breath of the Wild. Like, and I think that was the original plan, was to use more of the gamepad as being the what's it called, the Shreckle, like the Shrek or whatever, I forget. But I'm just running around a little bit, show you some of the graphics. I ain't really trying to get too much into it, and I'm really not trying to explain the game to me. I just wanted to show you, the cartoon look of it. I do want my son to play it more. So I started my character, and he has his character, and things that we can do. And I've been waiting for him to try to catch up to me, so that we can quote unquote play the game together. This was Miyamoto's son said this was his original vision of Zelda, of him being a young boy against one of the greatest evils of all time. And hence that's why I labeled this episode Courage, Power, and Wisdom, because that's the Triforce. Those are the three elements of the Triforce. Now, are they disjointed sets? Well, Link represents courage, Zelda represents wisdom, and Ganondorf represents power. So, and from there, that's where the story goes, So, I mean, that's all I really wanted. But earlier today, I started with order, and what I was trying to give with y'all is when Professor Penn gave the four martyrs of the 1960s. See, I say hip hop is an American culture created by the children in the 1960s, civil rights movement, and the four martyrs of the 60s. Professor Penn gave was John F. Kennedy, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Bobby Kennedy, Robert Kennedy. So now the only difference is what I'm trying to say would be, in me trying to explain hip hop to him would be like I would add one more martyr, and I would say Fred Hampton. Right? So that's why I'm kind of critical of Robert Kennedy. And hey, I'm running for president. I'm attack Trump too while he's down, and it's like you already messed up, right? Because you didn't embrace Fred Hampton Jr. Like that was supposed to have been your, like you was wanted to, you need the black vote, then that's how you get the black vote. Right? You are supposed to embrace Fred Hampton Jr. because now y'all both are sons of martyrs of the 1960s, but y'all, they keep ignoring Fred Hampton Jr. as being a spokesman for what's really hip hop culture, because he's going to tell y'all the truth. How do I get down? I forget how to put my phone away. No. I forget the buttons. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So I can crawl in here and get these cool coins. There it is, right? So I got to learn this whole game again in order to really play it for y'all. But some rupees. Feel like I achieved something today on this game. But I won't play it again for a while because I got a lot of other games to play. I ain't got time to, you know what I mean? Like, so I was trying to play this along with my son, but he's really not into it like that right now. He's into Sonic, and I don't mind Sonic. You know? But he's trying to grow his channel, so he's using Sonic the Hedgehog as his main, go-to in as far as sharing game theory with y'all. My game theory includes more of an adult conversation, so. That would have been the 5 martyrs that I'm talking about in order for you to truly understand, like as far as quote unquote white people, if y'all want to really understand hip hop, those are the 5 martyrs that y'all need to analyze and open your eyes up to what ignorance really is, right? So y'all still turning to Robert and calling him, Junior, and calling him a conspiracy theorist, because he's right in saying that Biden is wrong for using his political power to lock up Trump, because that's what he's doing. He admitted that, but now it's well, since he's knocked down, I'm gonna attack Trump too, and it's like, Bob, you messed up, right? Because now they're gonna come after you. That will be the next logical thing to do. I'm gonna use the political power of the Department of Justice to go after the Bobby now. Just like your conspiracy theories of that's what they did to your dad. That's why they call you a conspiracy theorist. Because they tried to wash their hands clean of what happened to your uncle and your father. If you understood that, then that's what you're saying, the country is in the wrong direction, then you can't say Trump was a failure in trying to clean it up, right? You're saying Trump was a failure in locking down, right? Like, nah, that was not. I understand that you're saying that was what the left was doing, the Democrats was doing. That's why you can't go along with the Democrats, because he doubled down on the lockdowns instead of shutting down white businesses. He shut down all the black businesses, and then made us go work for the white businesses as a co-op union. Like, we understand what's going on, and this is what we want to bring to the table and talk about as the black community. But if you're ignoring us too, is why we can't vote for you. We can't vote for Biden. We can't vote for Biden and for you. Do we care if Trump wins? No, we don't care if Trump wins. But don't say that the people voting for Trump is my enemy. No. It's the people that's openly saying vote for Biden that is actually going against their off code. Being on code would be like, no, Biden, you didn't give us anything tangible. The reason why the conscious, quote unquote, conscious community, because it's not really the conscious community, it is the black media. But the reason why, the quote unquote conscious, between the conscious and the black media, there's a difference. Professor Black Thought is different than what conscious community. No, the king of conscious, the Umar Johnson, that's the conscious community. That's why they don't really bang with Umar Johnson like that. That's why they say, no, we need something tangible. Reparation, yes, that's tangible. You didn't give us anything tangible. We get it that the platinum plan was intangible, but at least it was a number that we can, like Biden's not even mentioning numbers. Biden was talking about some 25 million or whatever, but we seen none of that, right? Trump understood that it's going to take more than 25 billion. Right? So Trump said 500 billion, right? But yet that's how much Biden spent on Ukraine and all these other wars on the other side of the world, instead of helping us to rebuild our infrastructure. Yeah, they paved, they filled some potholes, but who got those jobs? The Mexicans, not the black community. I got to stop being dishonest. So that's why I give the top 5 now, right? Because it's all about order. I say Malcolm X number 1, Martin Luther King number 2, Kwame Ture number 3, Muhammad Ali number 4. I was going to wait for number 5, but I'll give y'all some food for thought. That's why I decided number 5, Bobby Seale. Now go do your homework. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Kwame Ture, Muhammad Ali, Bobby Seale, who's alive and still with us. So we need to pray for Bobby Seale every day. "17 minutes, I gave y'all too much. I'll be back later on." It's like, one last thing, because let me look this up right here, because I'm trying to get y'all proper order. They give you the order, but this is how y'all respond when they give you the order. Let me see here. Right? Y'all respond with ignorance. And that's why it gets corny. Corny. All right, here we go. Number 1, George Washington. Number 2, John Adams. Number 3, Thomas Jefferson. All right? And when I do that, the ignorant go, they had slaves, right? Instead of understanding, all right, what was their political ideology? Thomas Jefferson was the first Republican. George Washington was independent, right? What was John Adams? What was his political party? What was his political understanding? Who was Samuel Adams? Was he opposite of John Adams? Is that how they started to build the concept or idea of having more than one political party? And then when we come to the black community, as soon as I mention Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, y'all want to start arguing all the time. Just like Tupac, Biggie, I want to argue all the time. But when I go Big Daddy Kane, or I remember Rakim first, my fault. Rakim, Big Daddy Kane and Cool G Rap, EPMD, Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick, Boogie Down Production and Karis One, right? I'm naming a lot of rappers, MCs. But those are the top 5, right? And it's like most of you don't even have an opinion on that, because all they fed you was Tupac and Biggie. I'm giving you something completely different. I'm giving you Dry Kim saying, knowledge will begin until I finish this song, till the rhyme gets rougher as the rhyme goes on. You swear this your step about to get hype, or should you just listen to the man on the mic? You're physically here with me, but how could you tell if it's meant to be hip hop if you're not mentally as well?